Yes, yes, absolutely. We are leaving Mauritius, Africa. Okay, but we are not returning to America because let's sip some coffee. So I just got word that it's not only Gary, Indiana, but it's Arizona and another state as well that are impacted by these huge power outages. And I just have to say, this is ghetto. America is the ghetto. America is third world because I am out here in Mauritius, Africa. I've been all up and down Port Louis. Okay, maybe I'll drop you a few photos up there, some videos. I've been all around to the U.S. Embassy. I've been to the malls. I've been to the boating excursions. I've been to all the things, and they're a fraction of the cost that it costs in America to live the same type of lifestyle, to have the same type of rent, all of those things. Now, let me give you some insight. We've lived here for going on 3 years, and guess what? Our rents, respectively, have been $1,900 for a five-bed, three-bathroom house with a pool, brand new, new build, and then $1,100 for a four-bed, three-bathroom house, a little bit older, built in 2020 with a pool. Like, America's scamming you, and this is why I want you to stop listening to people. I want you to stop listening to people. And people just have no idea what they're talking about. These are the same people that tell you, don't leave America, are now unfortunately in a blackout. The same people fear mongering, oh my gosh, if you leave, it'll be too pricey. This will happen. This will happen. Literally, what's going to happen is you're going to live your best life. Literally. That's what's going to happen. Okay. Because Mauritius has been a dream come true. And I love this country. Like the way that I love this country, as I was telling you yesterday, I cannot truly put into words. And so if you have been hearing the hum of, I need to be in Mauritius, Africa as a retiree, as a self-employed entrepreneur, as a digital nomad on the premium visa, child, you better go now. You better leave today while the airplane tickets are good. Get your stuff and go ahead and make the journey because this island life has given me something that I can't truly express. I mean, you'll just have to come and see, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to members only, which is like $7 to $10 per month, so that you can see what my life has been like while being here. Now, I remember being in Columbus, Ohio, and I was about 23, 24 years old. And I would walk up and down the street. I was raised in a Jewish community, same community from age 5 to 18, okay? And I would walk up and down the street to the Panera Bread on my road that I had went down like hundreds, maybe thousands of times by the time I reached age 23, 24. And I would walk up and down and I would pray and I would say, Father, send me out of here, send me. And I wasn't talking about send me from Ohio to Florida where I was born, send me from Ohio to California where it's cool, send me from Ohio to Africa. Send me out of this place. I do not have a desire. And see, when the Most High calls you, He's going to place His desires upon you to the point where you can't even get away from His desires because He requires your will to be His will. He's going to make His will your will. He's going to remove the will that you have because if I was still in the world, I would be like, oh, I just want like a bougie house in Dublin, Ohio, where it's like 2% black and like all of that. That was my dream life back then. Back as a teenager, I was like, I'm gonna just go live in Dublin, Ohio. Shout out to Dublin, Ohio. Nothing's wrong with Dublin, Ohio. But who wants to live like that? See, when you come to the newness of life, when you come to who you are, a jewel of the Most High, you begin to understand this place is not for me. That life is not for me. It's for the folks that love it. It's for the other folks that support that. But it's not the life for me. It's not the Most High's best for me. And I'm truly only after His best because I'm going to tell you a story. My husband and I have been together quite a very long time. If you did not know, we actually grew up in the same neighborhood. Basically, when his mother passed away, he moved with his aunt and he lived down the street from me. Okay, I have been in that house since age 5. Let's keep walking with this story. Back then, my father was alive. My dad passed when I was 21 years old. Okay, but he was alive and we were dating. And he told my husband, he was like, listen, my daughter likes nice things. Now, why would he say this? Now, he knows the daughter he's raised. He knows that he has two houses between Ohio and Indiana, not because he has two families, but because he has the resources for it and because that's just the way that he had his lifestyle. He knows that he would travel back and forth that we would take vacations down to Florida, that we would go to Indiana, that we would go do all the things. That was like the places we would vacation, sometimes Pennsylvania, but not as much. My brother was actually born in Pennsylvania, though we didn't stay there very long. Shout out to Pittsburgh. Okay, shout out to Pittsburgh. But he told him, my daughter likes nice things, because he understood the daughter he raised. He understood the values that he put into me. He understood very clearly what kind of family I was from, what kind of family I was brought up in. And I'm saying that to tell you that the Most High is the same way. He knows you as his child. He knows that he desires to give you the best of the best, because you're not coming as somebody that's like nothing to him. You're coming as somebody that's his child. You're coming as somebody that's saying, Father. Literally, when you say Father, that puts you in the mindset of a relationship that goes a particular way. If you have had a healthy father, you know what I'm talking about. If you have not, pray that you would receive the revelation of what a father is supposed to be like, because it's very, very powerful. When you have a good father, earth side, in this physical world, it's easier to have a very strong connection with your heavenly father. And this is why he prophesies. The prophet, I believe it was Micah, or I think it's Micah, you can correct me, but I believe it's Micah that says, I will turn the hearts of the fathers towards their children. There's such a revelation in that. And I just need you to know that if you are traveling abroad soon, if you see the writing on the wall and you're like, how am I supposed to make it to Mauritius? How am I supposed to make it outside of America? How am I supposed to figure out where I'm supposed to go? Just know that your father has his best in mind for you. His absolute best. Look, look, when I say his absolute best, child, I'm looking out right now at this jungle. I have an avocado tree in my yard, a pool over on that side, some lizards on my compound wall, tomatoes growing, flowers, curry, spices. My children can swim anytime they want. They're excellent swimmers now. And they're about to travel and hop on a plane, because we are leaving Mauritius and not returning to America. They live their best lives outside of America. I'm going to tell you another story. My son, my oldest son, Jeremiah, who's very, very smart, when we were in Tanzania, he was fluent in Swahili. And so I keep in touch with our friends in Swahili. My husband has his friends, but then I have my dada wakazi. That means somebody that helps you with your house manager, okay? So I still keep in touch with her. She sees photos of our babies and all these things, the new baby we have had. And she's like, oh, let me talk to Jeremiah, because he's more fluent than me. He speaks much better Swahili than me. And so I put him on the phone and he just rattles off everything in Swahili. I can't keep up with what he's saying. I'm sitting here shocked, sitting here in Mauritius where they speak French and English and Creole. And I'm like, wow, he still knows Swahili. He still knows. And so this life abroad, it just leaves me speechless. Like, I really don't know what to say. I mean, Yahuwah, the maker of the heavens and earth, has outdone himself. I mean, when you just put your faith in Yah and you walk your faith and you not just talk it. I'm not talking to just the talkers, right? Don't just be a hearer of the word, be a doer of the word. And when you hear doer of the word, that means I look at Abraham. I remember reading Genesis 12 over and over in Columbus, Ohio, and being like, I'm going to take that up. I'm going to do that. I feel called to do that. We feel called to do that. Let's go out this place to a land that he's going to show us, and let's continue to outstretch and expand, as the Hebrew word paratz, ends with a Z, says, to expand north, east, south, west. Expand into all territories. Expand because I've blessed you, because I've given you 6 children, because I've given you this marriage, because I've given you this. If you are one of those people, even if you're single, expand. That's my word for you. Expand. Paratz. Expand into every direction. And you're going to have to know your Peters from your Judases. You might want to run that back. You're going to have to be able to discern who's the Peter that can stay in your life and has to get rebuked, because, mind you, Yahusha said to Peter, his very close disciple, one of his closest 3 disciples, his group of best friend taught ones disciples, he said, Satan, get back. I have to go and do this. I need to go. There is no, oh, well, I would kind of like, I think you should. He said to Peter, Satan, get thee hence. And you just wonder, why would he say that to his friend? Why would he say that to his closest disciple? But our Messiah, who some know as Jesus Christ, knew something that people today have lost: discernment. And it is that serious. Like, get that on a shirt. It is that serious. People today would tell you it's not that serious. Don't talk about demons and don't say those type. He said, Satan, get behind me, because I have to go crucify myself. Because if I don't become crucified, you don't get salvation, and the whole world doesn't get salvation, and the fulfillment of the scriptures doesn't come to pass. So there are Peters and Judases in your life. Both function in a way that is contrary and perverse to the Most High, but one gets forgiven and one gets to come back into the fold. The other, you know the story of Judas. It didn't end well for Judas. It really did not end well for Judas. So you're going to have to discern your Peters from your Judas. And even if it is a Peter, you don't have lukewarm, soft time. You know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I will give it as it's been given to me when I read the scriptures. I don't hear fluff, 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 fluff. I don't. Okay. I hear very strong language when Yahushua's talking. He says to his friend, his disciple, his taught one, get behind me, Satan. I have something that I have to do in this earth, and you may not understand it, and you may have meant well. Peter meant well. Peter wasn't like coming like, oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. But Yahushua had told him, the adversary desires to sift you as wheat. He desires to sift you as wheat. So you're gonna have to be on your P's and Q's. And humanity today does not understand that even more than Peter, they can be used because the world that we currently live in. And so when you're around somebody that carries the spirit, a very strong spirit of Yah, because I want you to understand, the Lion of Judah is a lion because lions roar. Lions don't back down. Lions take care of the pride and they maneuver with force. Lions are not sheep. There's a place for lambs, there's a place for sheep, but there's a reason he's called the Lion of Judah, the Lion of the house of Judah. There's a reason Judah is likened to a lion. There has to be some called people on this earth that see the times are coming, see America's a third world country where you don't have power. In Gary, Indiana, Arizona, and I forget the third state, it cannot come to my mind right now, but somebody drop it down below. When you see Iran closing in and saying we're not backing down, when you see AI robots are about to take over, and don't get me wrong, I work in tech. I own a tech retention marketing firm. I work with clients out in Silicon Valley. Fabulous, wonderful, all the things. Praise Yah, glory. But I position myself as a Joseph. I position myself as a Daniel because I understand that I have to have proximity to the systems without being in the system. I have to have proximity to it. I can be in the world, but not of the world. I can maneuver the way that the world would have it to be and give to Caesar what's due to Caesar, but I give Yah what's due to Yah, and I give to my Creator what's due to my Creator. And so I'm telling you, you're going to have this spirit of the Lion of Judah. Let the spirit of the Lion of Judah fall upon you. Because if you have been trying to move abroad, you're trying to exit, you're trying to make a big move, you're trying to break through a threshold, and you keep getting knocked down, 9 times out of 10, it's because your spirit isn't strong enough to rebuke and bind what needs to be rebuked, to tear down the strongholds. You're not pushing through with force. You're going to have to push through with force, okay? And that's how our life has been the way that it is, because we push through with force, because we don't listen to like we don't listen to wildness, we don't listen to craziness, and we understand humans are just humans. We understand, yes, we can talk and have fellowship and things of that nature, but humanity is just humanity. Humanity, as much as humanity would love to be a god, let's be real, especially religious humanity would love to be a god and just love to, I want to take you under my wing and tell you everything I think you should do. And Yahushua's like, I didn't even tell the people when I first arrived that I was there. Y'all remember that in the Gospels, the first couple of Gospels? He was like, shh, don't tell anybody it's me. He literally said, don't tell anyone that I'm here. Don't tell nobody that I'm here, because when you actually carry the strength and the presence of Yah, the riches and the wealth of Yah, when you carry everything and you are truly that person in Yah and you have gotten through everything you need to get through and he has his favor upon you, you move quiet. because you already know once people know it's you, it's going to be a target. You already know, like the people are going to see like all the things, even Paul and the disciples, as they're going in the book of Acts, they're going through the towns, and there's this witch, and she's like, oh, Paul, it's you, blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's you guys, the disciples of Yeshua. It's you. And he's like rebuking the spirit out of her because it gets annoying. And so, I mean, you're going to have to put on courage. You're going to have to put on strength, and just know that he is Yah, and he has you to the ends of the world. Psalm 68, he created the world and the fullness thereof. So if you're coming to Mauritius, come. If you're going to Namibia, go to Namibia. If you're going to Seychelles, go to Seychelles. Wherever you're going, do it and don't look back. Don't wait for somebody to confirm it for you. Put up your faith, put up your strength, because this lifestyle is the most grand lifestyle. As I was telling you yesterday, I mean, we literally left with 3 children. Now we have 6. When I tell you a double portion, like, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't make this stuff up. And where people would want you to just be quiet about what Yah's doing in your life, don't do it. You better not do it. Let me tell you why. Because you steal his glory. You become a thief of the kingdom when you do not give him his proper glory. When he sends you to these places, when he sends you out, when he increases you, when he blesses you, when he puts his hand upon you and does not let anything harm you. He says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that comes against you in judgment you shall condemn. When he does these things, he wants the glory for it, and he deserves it. Don't be one of those people that reaches their destination and then is like, it's not kosher. It's not cultural appropriate to talk about Yah. It's not politically appropriate to discuss the Father. It's not politically right. It's not right to talk. Like, don't be that person in the end days. If you want to have success while you're abroad, if you want to be called of the Most High and live this kind of lifestyle, be about the lifestyle. Like, don't turn your head and switch up and be two-faced like, oh, y'all didn't, I wasn't just said. This is why I told you the story of how I used to walk up and down to Panera Bread at 5 a.m. I would do my prayer walk, sit at Panera, serve my clients. We got increase in the business that was so much at the right time. And he does this the same time every time when we're about to travel to a new place. The business will just, whoosh, the business be steady. It'd be good. It'd be cool. But then it's like, whoosh, it just takes off from obedience, because literally by obedience, you will have your life in him. And so this is why I come and testify these things 6 years later, and I'll do it at the 10-year mark. I'll do it at the 16. I'll do it at the 56-year mark. When I have to do that, I'm going to come back and testify, because he deserves all the praise. He deserves all the glory. He deserves all the honor. He is deserving of everything. He just is. He's deserving of everything, and that's the lifestyle we live. That's how we live this lifestyle. That's how we maneuver. That's how we have our children abroad with literally no issues. We have given birth to 2 children via home birth. All of 6 of my children have been natural births, no C-sections or anything of that nature. But 2 of our children have been home births, where my husband actually delivers the babies out here on the continent of Africa. I just be like, I just love the Most High. I love what he's doing. I love where he has sent us, and I love where he is sending us, even though I don't even have the full picture yet. And I think that's important to say as well. I never have the full picture. Never. And I probably never will, because there has to be a gap. There has to be a gap of faith. If there's not a gap of trust and faith, then how is it even a testimony if you made the plan, you know everything, is you. No. He told Abraham, I'm going to send you out from this country, and not I'm going to send you to blah, blah, blah. I'm going to send you out to a land that I'm going to show you on the way. I'll show you what's there on the way. You're going to acquire some resources on the way. But when you start walking, those resources are going to drop in your hand. If you need to receive this in this time, just receive it. Just receive the word. In the blood of Yahusha, receive it. Receive what you need to receive. Rebuke what you need to rebuke. And go forth and take the land. Like, take your inheritance today. Like, don't delay. Don't let another moment of delay. Don't let another mouth on your plans. Don't let any more interruptions of the adversary into your life, because I'm telling you, what Yah is doing for his people that are obedient. And people don't like to talk about obedience. We like to talk about favor, but we don't like obedience. We like to talk about faith, but we don't really like obedience because if you haven't been trained in obedience, it's hard to be obedient to someone that you can't hear. If you can't hear Yah, then of course it's like, well, I don't know what he's saying. Well, you need to get around somebody who knows what he's saying, or you need to fast and repent and pray and speak the word and start to acquire the knowledge. Because if you can't hear his voice, you probably don't have enough of the word in you. And if you can't hear his voice, you probably have too much of somebody else's voice in you. Okay, it could be your friend, it could be your neighbor, your family. If you cannot hear his voice today, don't harden your hearts like the Israelites did in the wilderness. Just don't harden your hearts. There is going to be such a time coming on the earth, and you are going to beg and say, I wish I had moved when I saw that video. I wish I had moved when I had that unction in the spirit and I was too afraid to do it because so-and-so down the road said, don't go to Mauritius, Africa, and said, don't try Botswana, don't try Ghana, don't try Senegal, don't try Morocco. And they said I shouldn't do it because, we're FBA. Y'all gonna have to get over the love of attention and the love of man. Blessed is he who puts his trust in Yah and has his trust in Yah, but cursed is he who puts his trust in man, meaning humans, humankind, meaning you should not put any human above Yah. Not one human, not one, not any one human. And if you can't hear his voice, start speaking the word. Read Jeremiah 50. Read Jeremiah 51. Read all of Revelations. Revelations will really have you hearing his voice. I'll tell you that. Revelations 1 through 22 will have you knowing the voice of Yah to the point that you move. You don't delay because you understand what time is coming. And yes, Revelations is uncomfortable, but guess what? It's 2026, child. You know what 2026 means? You are at the last days. You're at the last point where you're going to have to make some quote unquote tough decisions, but I'm here to tell you they're not tough decisions. It's really not. I find it so weird every time somebody's like, oh, talk about how hard it is. I don't understand. Number one, I'm not a complainer. Number two, I'm not ungrateful. Number three, I'm never someone that would hurt the plans of Yah or grieve the spirit of Yah. If I can at all help it, if it's in my power, in my mind, in my spirit to not be like that, I'm 100,000,000,000% not going to be like that because I understand the implications. If I start, oh my God, and really, I don't even know what there is to complain about. I mean, I live on an island. I've been traveling with my children and my husband for 6 years. We've increased, we've grown, we've doubled. The Most High has doubled us and increased us along the way. He's also sent my family out along with us. And I'm like, I don't really have that much to complain about. I'm just not sure. I'm not somebody that's like, oh my gosh, there's not enough Americans. There's not enough this, there's not enough, there's not. I don't get it. I completely don't get it. And most of those people end up back in the States in some kind of debt trap and some kind of W-2 situation trap where it's work, work, work for the man, for the man, for the man. And these are the type of people that never start business. They'll never do anything truly freeing. They'll always be at the helm of Uncle Sam, always waiting on Uncle Sam to text him and tell him, okay, you can eat now. Okay, here's your scheduled W-2. Don't stray too far. Make sure you stay close because I'm your God and Yah is not. It is what it is. Like, if you do not go out and distance yourself from Babylon, Egypt, you will never know the true power of Yah. And one great way to do that is just through business, to trust him with your finances, to trust him with your career history, to trust him with your experience. This is what I've been going over with my client in Undeniable right now. I'll leave a link in the description. But it just amazes me how I look over the past 6 years and I look and I see the people who have left Africa and went back to America. And then I see the people who have not only left America, but I mean, people are leaving people are in Portugal, folks are in France, folks are in Thailand, people are fleeing America. And you just ask, what is the difference between the people who make it out and get 10-year residencies or continue living their best life abroad as digital nomads with their temporary visas and permanent residence permits and people that just don't make it? From my perspective, it's a spiritual issue. It's a faith issue. It's a complaint issue. It's a nagging in the wilderness, get swallowed up like the book of Exodus type of issue, unfortunately. And I don't have any nice way to say that. There's no fluffy cotton candy. Like, if you just read Exodus, it's very clear. I don't have like a fluffy cotton candy And my nails are pink, right? So my nails are very soft, and I don't have that kind of word for you. And traveling, entrepreneurship, motherhood, homeschooling, all these things, marriage, these are very much line of Judah spirit type of things. These aren't your passive aggressive. That's not what this is. This is come take the land. Take the land for your inheritance. Take the land for your children's children. Take the land for your marriage. Take the land for your business. Acquire your business. Don't listen to nobody tell you nothing about your business when you the one running when you're the one running the business. Don't let nobody look. If I had, maybe I'll write a book on it one day. Every distracting thing somebody has ever said to me, I would be so wealthy by now. I would literally just be the wealthy, like literally. I would be so much more wealthy than I am already because you get so many distractions. And if you're someone that's struggling with listening to distractions, I just urge you to just stop caring. I really urge you, just stop caring. To me, it's really simple. It's really simple. You just turn on a switch of obedience to Yah, and you have tunnel vision. You're like, well, Yah said this, and this. And so that, and that can't be true. And so that's it. That's it. It's real simple. Have the obedience that is so simple that you will follow Yah to the ends of the earth. That if He tells you to go to the nether, furthest parts of the earth, then you will go in obedience. If He tells you to stay, you'll stay. If He tells you to maneuver, if He tells you to speak, you speak. If He tells you don't speak, don't speak. If He tells you let go of this client, let go of that client, fire this client, get this new client. If you gotta be in a time and space spiritually where you can hear His voice and abide by it in that second and not delay. That's what time we're on. And I pray that spirit of obedience just falls upon you right now. I pray that spirit of obedience in the blood of Yahusha just gets stirred up in your spirit. Because if when you look at the prophets, Nehemiah, Jeremiah, Isaiah, these weren't men that were super soft. In the beginning, Jeremiah was soft, but he quickly put that line of Judah spirit on and started binding and rebuking and judging his own people whom he loved so much. But they hurt him to the point they wanted to kill him, unalive him. They were like, oh, you're not a true prophet. Can you prophesy something nicer? We don't have anything nice because we are at the end of days. There's nothing nice about the end of days. There's not one thing nice about the end of days, except for the fact that if you are sealed with His mark, then you're saved. That's the nice part. But other than that, it's warfare time. Yeah, it's time to go to spiritual war, not physical war, but prayer war, intercession war, being in the spirit war, spending more time in the spirit. So every time you hear somebody yap, just let it fall off of you and just go down. You know what I picture when somebody yaps and complains? I just picture the yap, and I'm a creative, okay? So walk with me here. I picture the yap going down a river and being flushed down a toilet. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Shalom, shalom. I'll see you in the next video because we got stuff to do today. We got to go out here in Mauritius, go meet another friend that we're saying goodbye to because we are saying goodbye to Mauritius, but we are not returning to America, child. Because why? Well, you already know what this video is about. This isn't the time to go to America. This is the time to flee America. This is the time to expand your borders outside of America and to receive the blessing and to receive everything, every goodness that Yah has for you in 110% spirit of truth, like all the way. Go all the way with Yah, all the way line of Judah spirit, all the way. Literally, our youngest daughter, her name is Araya, lioness of Yah. Shalom, shalom. I'll see you in the next video.